So let's try this again. This time we're going to do ADSK. And as you can see, we have a 9.48 and the beta is at 2.13. Have to trust me on that. We can pull it. Well, no, I can show it. Actually, the beta is at 1.97 on 726. But anyway, it's above 1, so that's all that matters. 9.48, 726.18, 823 is our reaction day, which we have. You can see my arrows on what we're doing here. So this one we have to think a little bit differently. And what I am going to do is, oh, you know, I'd put this one on at 9 o'clock in the morning, so that's probably what the difference is. So let's change this to 9. See how close we are. Yeah, close. Close. 2.04. Okay, so we're getting closer to our number there. Maybe it was a little bit after 9. So let's go to the Analyze tab. Let's go to ADSK. Okay, I thought I typed that in. ADSK, come on. We're on Think Back. Okay, we need to get the same dates. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this only captures end of day. So this is only end of day close. So every now and then you'll wind up with a pretty big move in a day. And that's one of the reasons that I've started going to 145 or 145 my time, because it's closer to the close, so we can see things a little bit better. Oh, that's what's going on. I was like, what? Okay, so our earnings is 823. So we're going to pick up the 824. We're looking for a 30 delta. So what did I choose? 125? Oh, that doesn't make sense. 125 is way up here. So I might have changed it because when I went over to price, watch this, you'll see what I'm talking about. Maybe. There's 120. Something's not right with my data here. 726.18. Let's do this. Let's go to 823. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. I want to see if that maybe I was in 2017 or something. Huh? Chart. Earnings hasn't happened yet. 24th. There it is. Oh, it's 23rd at the end of the day. So that's what happened to us. All right. Well, let's go back. Boy, that's a pretty nice move. Not sure why I did that. So what we're going to do is just change it. No big deal. Okay, so here we are. It showed me getting in right there, so that's probably part of it. Let's go analyze again. Let's look at our 30 delta. You know what we'll do? We're going to change the time to later in the day. It helps if you use this down arrow, just even moving it a minute just to make sure the time moves with the date. Wait for it to pause. Okay, I'm on the right time. Okay, so 31 delta, 129. Oh, that's what it was. I was using a 25 delta. That's what it was. Okay, so I was using a 25 delta because I just come from Maggie's talk, and she was saying to use a 25 delta, so I wanted to see what the difference was using a 25 versus a 35. So we'll stay with that 25 delta. Okay, so we got a 125, 4802, 4899, close enough. And then down here we have the 147, 147. Of course, the delta is, 24. Okay, so 35.58. So 35.58. So that's lining up. All right. So we got our trade on. We're in at about 226. Let's go to the trade tab now. And let's make sure the 125. Oh, it did it to me again. Or I did it to me again. Huh. Okay, the 24th. So the 125, 178 to 216, 197. Oh, that's even better than what I populated at. So that's the difference between. So I did the 226. I went with the last value for some reason. And then the 147 is between 186 and 2, so 207. So oh, I must. Oh, you know what? I did put this on earlier in the day. Let's go. Let me just show that just to make sure. I'm going to double check it. See if I'm being intellectually honest with myself. 125, 158, 282, 220, 226, close enough. 147, 168 to 247. I didn't change much. 148, so that might have been a little bit more. Let's change that to 207. That might change my numbers though, huh? Not bad. Still made 249 minus 152, about 100 bucks on that part is what it's going to work out to. So then let's go to our chart. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Let's look at SPY. And look at our applied volatilities at 0.126. Okay, so 0.12 captured there. Then we'll go back to ADSK. And right there, 2.04. You can see 2.13, close enough. And then our move is 9.48, which is what makes this beautiful. So let's go to, I'll just go to the 30th just to make it simple. So here you can see on the 30th, we'd already made a pretty significant move from here to here. And we're in this support area. So I just went ahead and closed it. So we can see the 147 is trading at 0.77, 0.55 there. So we'll move that to 0.77. I think, right? 147, 46 to 108 could be a pretty big gap, but that's part of the problem with this. Oh wow, I populated weird. And then the 125 is at 395, 490, 442 is extrinsic. I put 475, so let's go 442. So 216 minus 130, so we didn't pick up as much there as I wanted to, but just for practical purposes, we'll keep rocking. So we're going to go ahead and reestablish the next strangle. So this strangle we closed on 7:30, and then we're going to go to here. So now we need to change this, think back to 7:30. Now, we're inside of 2 weeks, so we're going to go ahead. I mean, we're outside of 2 weeks before earnings, so we're going to go ahead and reestablish the strangle. And we can see that our 24 is a 118, so we went with the 119 because 27 is closer, I think. 44.33, there you can see that. And then for the call, we're doing what, the 137, yeah, and 42.24. So good, hey, that matched up perfect. We go to the trade tab, and we're going to pull in the 119. So 154 to 305, what a huge gap. You know, and those numbers are off, but 229, is that what I populated? 220, 247. Okay, so I'm high. That's okay, pay more for it. And then the 137 is going for 234, so 208. So just for 37. All right, so where are we at? 147. Oh no, not 147. 137. 196 to 273. Yeah, that's right. 234. Oh, you know what it is? The end of the day. I did that. I definitely moved to the end of the day. So that's what's causing this. Go. Huh. I did go back and double check myself. All right, so here we are. Are we? Not yet. Pre-buffering. It's one thing you have to wait on. Okay, so that's why our pricing was all weird. Okay, so the 147 right, is at 1.21. So that was 1.21. Huh. Who knows what that would have been at? You know, sometimes you have to kind of look at your pricing here. So that's a pretty big move there. But 56, 187, 187, 181, those are kind of close. So I'll just go with the 121. That's funny how this is popular. And the 125 is at 460. That's where my disparity is coming in. Okay, so then we reestablish the strangle. The 119, 247, and the 137 is 223. Part of the problem is that we're 25 days from earnings, and it does seem like as we get closer, these prices will tighten up. All right, so we go back to our chart, and we fast forward, go a couple days. There's nothing going on. Let's put an arrow there, so we can remember where we got out. Okay, so we moved from here to here. Now we're going to go from here to here, it looks like. We'll see. Let's go to the third. Okay, starting to make a move. Okay, close above the high of the low. There's our low. Close above the high of the low. Took a few candles to make that happen, so that's not a lot of strength. But something I look at too, here's my on-balance volume, which is over the 20-period moving average. So I like that. I like that. OBV move, OBV, signaling at the same time. This is signaling, and this arrow comes from a friend of mine generated this indicator for us. We're still kind of playing with it, but we'll come back to it later. Needs a little more. It needs more work, but it's cool. So that's the third. Let's go ahead and pop it to the 7th for time purposes. All right, so you can see this is where we got out of it. So again, we're going to reestablish. We're going to close this one out. So I closed it out 450, 181, captured my IV out, and 87 is my exit date. So we picked up 227 minus 66. So see, this is cool because see how because we've made this adjustment and we've made this move down and back up, obviously, we've managed to do pretty good. So we're going to reestablish. We're going to do the 144 and 128, 196, 221. So let's go to, you know how to do that, so I'm not going to go through that again. But 823 is our reaction day, so let's just go to 822. So this is important because in this strategy, what we've learned is if we have a 80 implied volatility or better, we're probably going to get a big move at earnings. So we're going to come over here to the Analyze tab. We're going to go to August the 22nd, right here. And we can see that we're in the 144, 128. So here's a 144, here's a 128. I like that it's sitting in the middle, okay? The 128's got 100.94 implied volatility, and the 144 is sitting at a 93.38 volatility, okay? So we'll go over here to our chart. Now, the way I manage this is I'm going to go to the 23rd and I'm going to go to 9 o'clock because that's usually when the crush happens. Go. Bada bing. Oh, no, that's right. We were off a day. Let's go one more day. 24th is when it actually took place. The reaction date was wrong. So that's not bad. 15.1% move, 15.10% move, and you can see here that we were we were able to exit with $13 and 0.01. So our total trade paid us with $500 risk, $1,193, 2.4% gain to portfolio of 50,000, which really this should be 25,000, because that would be a more realistic gain to the portfolio. So 4.8%. So, you know, and then I captured the IV. I don't really care what the IV is after, but I went ahead and captured the IV out. So this will conclude this video.